you're ready.
Okay. Do you enjoy using your phones, your computers, laptop, or your tablet? Well, if you do, you should know without computer programming, none of this would be possible. And you can say to yourself, why do I need to learn how to write computer codes? Well, you don't need to learn that, but you just need to open yourself to the opportunities that it can provide. Like right now, they're working on self-driving cars that the car is going to be able to drive itself. And what that means is that in the nearest future, driver's license will be optional. Because if I have a full self-driving car, I don't need a driver's license. I can go to the bar and get drunk and I don't have to worry about me getting pulled over. And I watched a documentary as well on, I think on TV, it's a National Geo or something, about like later in the future, we're going to be able to back our memory in a device that will be implanted into us. And without computer programming, all of this will not be possible. So you should listen to this and try to open yourself to the opportunity of knowing that computer programming is the closest thing we have to superpower. And my name is Emmanuel Informative. I actually got exposed into computer programming about 4 years ago. And I started programming with C++. And over time, I've been able to program in Java, JavaScript, Visual Basic, and Ruby, some other programming languages. And about 2 years ago, I decided to make it a career, and I decided to start out in a community college. So I'm enrolled in CVCC right now for 2 degrees, one in general studies, which is going to be transferring to 4 years, and the other one is in computer programming. And I have about like 3 semesters left. And I'm not sure it's going to transfer to yet. I think maybe LR. I'm still thinking it's going to be LR, and it's going to be computer science. And my master's is going to be in software and information systems. Yeah, enough about me. Let's get down to it. I mean, like in this presentation, I'm going to talk to you about the history of computer programming and what computer programming really is. Like in the beginning of the history of computer, there was a computer programming language called a machine language. And a machine language is just written in a bunch of zeros and ones. And it's referred to as binary. And this is what that looks like. Like if you want to write like 364, this is the way you write it in binary. It's just 0 and 1. Like the one we're using now, we're using a base 10. But computer uses base 2. And if you want to write like a B, this is how you write it. So it was a problem for computer scientists because it was very error prone. Like imagine trying to write software in binary in a machine language. It was error prone. It was a big problem. And not only that, it's processor specific. That means if I have IBM and I write a program on IBM, specifically for IBM, I cannot use it on Dell. And it was a problem. So that means you have to write different program for each type of computers. And later on in the 1950s, some group of computer scientists came up together and created what we call assembly language. And assembly language has a little bit of abstraction, which made computer scientists were able to write codes for family of processor. So that means IBM or Dell, they might just be using like Intel, they might be using AMG. So there was still a little bit of limitation, but it made it possible that they could write for family of processor, and the code was readable because there was introduction of mnemonics. Like writing a B now is just B. You just press a B. Like on your computer, when you press B, what is really happening is not a B. It's really, this is what a computer understands. So there was introduction of that. They introduced different kinds of mnemonics into it. And later on in the 60s, some group of researchers decided they were working on something totally different, but they came up with what we call high-level language. This is what we still use today, but it's just kind of, the style of programming is different, because now we program more in object-oriented programming, that is object-oriented sense, by looking at an object based on the abstract of it. And now that I've told you about the history of computer programming, let's just go into what computer programming is. Like, I just want to let you know this. Contrary to what people think, that you have to be genius or you have to be very smart to write computer code, like, it's not that. You just have to be determined, and you have to be patient, because you're going to make a lot of mistakes. And fixing, it's all about error solving, like problem solving. And just this is the question: what is really computer programming? You may have heard this phrase saying computer programming is a set of instructions. Yeah, that's true, but that's a kind of phrase that is technically true, but it doesn't have any use. It's like saying 80% of human brain is made of water, like 80% of human brain is water. And you see a complex program like 3D games, or you see Photoshop, and you say to yourself, how can this just be a set of instructions? The truth is, it's still a set of instructions, because every computer program is a series of instructions. It's maybe 5 instructions in a particular program. It's maybe 50,000 in another one. It may be 1 million in another one. But the heart of programming is this: is being able to take a very big idea and break it down into steps. That is the heart of programming. And the wonderful thing about that is that we all can do that, because we do it every day. We do it every day, and I'll let you understand that. Let's imagine that you're home and you're waiting for a friend, and your phone rings, and you pick up your phone in the car, and she told you, like, oh, she's at a gas station, like a closed gas station, and you know where the gas station is. You understand where the gas station, you understand how to get there, you understand how to get it from the gas station to your house, but you don't know how to communicate the idea to her without breaking it down into steps. So you decide that, okay, I'm gonna try to give her the direction, and you say, okay, turn left, then go half a mile, and turn right, maybe into Brokerage Drive, and the house is the third house on the left. What you've just done is just giving a set of instructions. That's all about computer programming. It's just a specific individual and clear self-contained instruction. And a sequence really matters, because if you tell her to go left and go a mile, it's going to take her to a completely different place. But the good thing about it is that there's always room for you to make a correction, except if you're taking maybe exam in class exam. That's when they're trying to like test you for precision. But if you're writing the code itself, you can make mistake, and you can always fix it. And I would just say computer programming is just like breaking down complex tasks into individual steps. And I've told you about the history of computer programming, and I've told you about what computer programming really is. Well, I'm going to leave you with a quote from Steve Jobs, which says that everybody should learn how to program a computer, because it makes you think.